Alright you lot, Wildlife Moto here, and don't worry, this isn't going to be another how to clean your motorcycle video. Oh no, this one's much more important. Right then, so this is the typical state of my motorbike after a decent ride. It is absolutely covered in filth, and so it should be. Now, cleaning it off is the easy bit, but what I'm going to focus on in this particular video is what I do after the cleaning is done. This stage is going to make all the difference to the long-term well-being of your bike, because this is where we protect all of the paint and all of this lovely bright work against the harsh environments that typically these bikes have to endure on a daily basis. So really this video starts here with a clean bike. I mean a soaking wet bike, but it is clean nonetheless. That means all the muck and the grime and the grit is well and truly gone, and what we're going to do now is get the bike ready for all the various waxes and polishes and dressings that are going to act as a working barrier against the elements. So obviously before we can do anything, we need to get this bike dry, and I mean properly dry. Now, a very long time ago, I pretty much gave up on trying to do this using towels. They just leave streaks everywhere. They present new opportunities to scratch your paintwork up if you get a little bit of grit in there. And of course, you just can't get into all the little gaps where the water builds up on a motorcycle, typically around things like switchgear in the engine and all that kind of stuff. For the last few years, I've been using this cheap leaf blower. It's called a Katsu, hilariously, and I think it cost about £20 or something like that. The thing with it is, although it's cheap, it's not all that powerful and it has no heat. So it kind of blasts the water away into smaller little beads, but it kind of leaves the bike damp rather than properly dry. Now recently I've been testing out this bad boy. This is a Brawl MD 1900 motorcycle dryer. It's got a powerful 1900 watt single turbine motor, and it also comes with a 500 watt heater. So yeah, this actually produces a very powerful jet of warm air, which actually makes a massive difference to the speed and efficiency of drying your bike. Using this splash-proof switch on top, you can actually choose to activate the heat or just go with cold air. But one of the best features about this is its massive red hose, meaning that you can just plonk it down anywhere near the bike and you can pretty much get around the whole machine without having to lug it around. Now you get a choice of 3 nozzles to help shape the air blast, but I've actually found that the simple round one is pretty decent for everything, so I just leave that on. And as you can see here, not only does it have the power to really shift the water away from the bike quickly, but in these close-ups you can also see how the water is actually evaporating when it's exposed to this warm air. Now, I wouldn't describe it as hot. It is warm, so I wouldn't be concerned about, burning your bike or burning your hands or anything. It's not like a heat gun or something. It's a warm jet of air, almost like a hairdryer on a medium setting. Now, coming in at around £135 is a bit of a luxury item, but honestly, if you have ever tried to wax or polish an almost dry bike, you will know exactly why tools like this exist. But no matter how you decide to do it, the important thing here is that you get your bike well dry ahead of the next step. And for this, I'm going to use 3 of my favourite products from Auto Bright Direct. Now, I started testing these products from these guys a few months back. They're a British company, super nice guys, and they do produce proper quality stuff. I really like it. What we've got here is the Abyss, we've got Wheelsabub, and Metalworks. So I also love the names of these products as well. And between these 3, we can actually dress and protect the entire bike. Starting out with the Abyss from the Hellshine range. This is actually a paint sealant, and it can be used on any painted surface on your bike, but you can also use it on plastics too if you want to. All you do is just use a foam applicator, and you just want to smear a tiny layer across any of those painted or plastic surfaces. Give it around 10 minutes or so to cure. That gives us enough time to break out the Wheelsabub. Now, this is a special wheel sealant, which adds a really tough layer of protection between your rims and all the grease and muck that these guys are going to have to deal with on every ride. This can be used on the actual rim itself, obviously, but you can also put it on the spokes too to protect those against rust and corrosion. Again, it's going to take a few minutes to cure before you go ahead and buff it off. Finally, we have Metalworks, and actually this is a really important product on bikes like the Interceptor because we've got so much exposed bright work and metalwork. You can use this on pretty much any metal part, engine casing, headers, mufflers, all that stuff. I just go ahead and apply it with a piece of stockingette. And again, I'm not trying to bring up a mirror polish here. I'm just coating the metal, letting it dry off a little bit, and then going ahead to buff it out and bring up a shine that will not only make the bike look better, but also prevent corrosion down the line and things like that. So once all the sealants have cured, I just use a brand new soft cloth to buff everything up to a shine. As you can see, the Abyss does an amazing job of really bringing out that warm luster in the paintwork. And it's the same with the Metalworks. A quick buff off reveals the true beauty of these gorgeous Royal Enfield engine cases. Now stick around because you are about to see these products in action. But first, I also wanted to show you this. This is a can of Dr. Wack S100 white chain spray. But most importantly, this little blue bit of plastic might just be one of the greatest inventions in chain cleaning history. Because what you do is you snap it onto the top of your can, you then hook it between the chain and the nozzle, and it does a fantastic job, as you can see here, of collecting all of that remnant grease and preventing it from ending up all over your back wheel. So gone are the days of messing around with bits of card and things like that. This is absolute genius. Now then, so just as I was wrapping up this video and getting ready to admire my work, take a few photos and beauty shots of the bike, guess what happened? It started to pour with rain. Typical, right? But we are here in the UK and we have these April showers. It happens. Now, rather than rushing my bike back to the safety of my garage, I actually left it out because I want to show you guys these products in action. And just look here at these close-ups as to how the water is beading up and literally just dripping off the paint and metal work. This is the very essence of what these materials are all about and why we spend the time applying them to our bikes. That tiny little microscopic shield between the paint and the water is working here, and you can see it's just doing its job really well in terms of repelling the water, and it will do the same job for all the muck and filth that comes up off the road. And of course, once the shower had passed, a quick blast with the Brawl got the bike back to its best in just seconds. Absolutely no drama, and I've got to say I am quite enjoying using this tool. So yes, as bikers, we are constantly fighting a battle against the elements, a battle with the odds very much stacked against us. But at least with these tools and these products, we have a fighting chance of keeping our machines in good working order. So that's how I do mine. Let me know how you do yours down in the comments below. And if this video has been helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more on the way very soon. Until the next one, ride safe.